Welcome to another InWheelTime podcast. It is the award-winning InWheelTime car talk show. Just ahead, Mars driving destinations and 7 places for hot rodders.
Not 8, 7.
7. We'll also have Jeff giving us the cruise in and events calendars.
Yeah.
We're going to have recalls. We're going to play Name That Price, what it sold for. We got so much stuff we're going to have to cram in the next 30 minutes. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us on this Saturday. David Ainsley sleeping in, getting prepared for next weekend's
Get your rest.
Tailpipes and Tacos Easter edition next Saturday from the Katie Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex. So anyway, thanks so much.
We're trying to fit 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag for the rest of the
What's
show.
the stuff? What stuff are you talking about?
Well, it could be cotton candy. It could be other things.
Or George says use your torque wrench to cram it all in there.
There you go. Thank you, George.
George was tired of me complaining about the Craftsman torque wrench that they wouldn't actually fulfill their obligation that they sold me. And he bought me one and sent me one.
Yeah,
I'll
did.
never forget that. George, we hope that you're
You
feeling
got tired
better.
of listening, huh?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Kind of like that other wife that you have.
Well,
kind of like you, Mars.
He's throwing a tantrum in the store, so he just go ahead and bought it for me
And sent it to me, and all of a sudden I got a brand new torque wrench that shows up. And by the way, just to let you know, I actually used it last week when I torqued.
The bet wheels?
Nope, I torqued the actual blade on the lawnmower to 60 pound-feet as requested.
You know, you can come over and do mine.
I will.
So
I
the
told
question,
you that.
why'd you have the blade off?
I
Replaced
put a new blade on it.
Ah,
The old blade was dull and dirty.
And when he hit that cat, you know, it's
Yeah,
it just kind of, it just ruined it
the
with the
blade.
cat.
Yeah, it did that. Okay, driving destinations, Mr. Mars.
You want me to take it, Mike?
And you,
Yeah,
and,
buddy. Yeah, Jeff, if you would.
And the subject today is going to be 7 national hot rod events to put on your calendar. Hopefully this summer.
Yeah, exactly. Now, they start pretty quick, but the idea is these are all over the country. And if you want to make one of these that's not necessarily in your region, you might want to have to plan a little bit to get it in there. So we're going to start with the Good Guys Del Mar Nationals. Now, this is in Southern California. Now, the Good Guys do have several events across the country, but this kind of starts it off. And it's in California, and it's important because they have a big turnout of Southern California cars, you know, the whole car culture that's down there, and the weather. So it's a great place. They do a lot of cruising. There's a lot of showing, but it's not really a formal show, but apparently it's a pretty informal show, and it's someplace to plan if you want to go to California for a car show. Then the next one we were going to look at coming up in April is the Pigeon Forge Spring Rod Run. Now, of course, this is in Tennessee, and you're going to get thousands of classic cars and street rods and customs come in, and the whole town becomes this rolling car show. I've seen a lot of pictures of it. Never made it up there to cruise the Parkway, check out some of the vendor places, the swap meets. There's a whole lot of stuff
That's coming
there.
up in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks, yes. It's coming up pretty quick. Then from there, the next one would be the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. And I picked this because I like it, and it's intentionally a smaller event so that it could be a little more personalized, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
But you consider 300 cars a smaller event.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, compared to these other ones where you're talking 1,000+ cars, it's a pretty big deal. So, but it's really about driving and cruising with a lot of people that you know or that you've met. And it's that car camaraderie as you go through the event for 3 days. And it's great fun. We've been a couple of times and love it to death. Then the next one coming up in June 8th through the 12th is one you've probably heard a little bit more about, the Hot Rod Power Tour. Now the Power Tour, it's kind of part road trip, and it's kind of a national gathering, so there's thousands of vehicles, and you travel across multiple states with each stop actually becomes its own event because there's so many vehicles there, and they move into the cities with the muscle cars and customs and classics, and it's just a big rolling car show, if you will. Now, the next one is Back to the Good Guys, and I picked this one because it's different. This is the Good Guys Summit Racing Nationals, July the 10th through the 12th. And it's often called the big one because it's one of the largest muscle and hot rod gatherings in the country. It's at the Ohio Expo Center. They bring in 6,000 plus cars, including classic muscle, street machines,
Talk
pro
about
touring.
getting lost in the crowd.
Absolutely, but this one they do more. They got more things going on. They do autocross. They got the swap meets, and of course they do major awards like the Street Machine of the Year that they have out under the Good Guy branding thing. And so it's a really big deal, and that would be I guess what you would call the keystone event of them for the Good Guys. Now, the sixth one that we have is the NSRA Street Rod Nationals. This is August 6th through 9th. Now, this is very specific. It is the crown jewel of the NSRA calendar, and it runs up. It's in Louisville. They have over 10,000 cars. Now, this is part show, part reunion. They got a parts marketplace. And it's really got a lot of vehicles to do a lot of things. A lot of cars are driven. There's a lot of opportunities to drive them and share stories with a lot of the other people that are there. Now, the Woodward Dream Cruise is one that I've always liked. I've always wanted to go. We've talked about a lot of times trying to figure out a way to get up there. August the 15th. This is the third Saturday of August, which traditionally is when it happens. And it's considered America's largest one-day automotive celebration. Historic Woodward Avenue becomes a rolling museum of horsepower and heritage, with all the manufacturers setting up displays on the sidelines. And from what I'm told, you can't see it all in a day.
No.
There's multiple cities across there. I think Jeff's got some information about how that all began in 1995. It was just a fundraiser, and it's really become the soul of the Motor City car culture.
It is a big event, and it's more of a sponsorship thing where you've got maybe this 5 city blocks are by Ford, or the next 3 city blocks are by whatever vendor. Some of the sports drink things. It's a big circus. Yes, you do need more than just a day. It actually starts like about a week ahead of time, and then it kind of trickles off after that. It's a huge event. I got a friend of mine, Todd Sheldon, grew up with him. He's actually going back to Detroit, lives in Colorado, going back to Detroit for this event possibly, and he was telling me I need to meet him there. But we'll see what happens, but it's fun. It looks like a fun thing to do.
Oh, I think it would be great. I was on Woodward Avenue once. I was a passenger in a little mini club car, and we were dreaming about what it would be like to be there. Actually got into a drag race with another mini down Woodward Avenue, and we thought it was cool. But anyway, that's some things that you can look at for the rest of the year to kind of make some plans if you really want to get out and about and go to some of these big events.
All right, sir, some of the recalls this week. Volkswagen, loose transmission ground wire may cause a fire in the Volkswagen Jetta 2025 and 2026. Chrysler, I don't know what, Chrysler, FCA US, they need to change that. It should be Stellantis, because the Jeep Wagoneer S for 24 through 26, the liftgate hinge cover may detach. Ooh, there's something to really worry about.
That person probably got a ticket in the parking lot.
Yeah, the hinge cover. Okay. Insufficiently welded front seat frames may have you kissing the dash in the Nissan Kicks and the Nissan Sentra for 2026. That's being recalled.
Is Martha involved?
Volkswagen recalling nearly 100,000 electric vehicles, of which some 28,000 are in Germany, citing problems linked to battery modules, according to the German Motor Vehicle Authority, or KBA, as it were. The recall notices affect nearly 75,000 vehicles from VW's ID series, as well as nearly 20,000 Cupra borns that were built between February 22nd and August 24th. According to the notices issued, modules in the high-voltage battery do not meet specifications and can result in reduced range, and there is a risk of fire.
That's the bus, right? The ID bus?
ID series bus. Yes. And, of course, we can't go a week without having Ford on here. And we were bragging about the Ford Maverick, the mid-size pickup truck.
Yeah.
Well, the moonroof glass panel may detach. It's being recalled, along with the Hyundai Palisade and Palisade Hybrid for 2026, because the power rear seats may trap somebody back there.
We need a wheel behind us. We'll spin the wheel, manufacturer wheel, and whatever it lands on, we'll give them recall.
Okay. Well, that's going to be your charge for this week.
You got that, Mike?
You're gonna build a wheel
Build
with
a wheel.
all the car manufacturers on it, and we're gonna spin it and see which
And
one
we'll get,
messes up.
We'll get the Bob Barker guy. Yeah.
The Bob
That
Barker
Bob
guy.
Barker guy. Yeah, get him.
Okay.
Spin the wheel.
So why don't we do the sold car roundup?
Okay,
So
I gotta
this
find
is a
it.
little game that we all play, and usually Jeff Heitzman and George Skelton join us online to help us, and you're more than welcome to join in as well. Now, Mr. Mars can't play along because he's the one that put the pictures together, so you're out of luck, Mars. Just saying. He's not even paying any attention anyway, and can't hear.
You got
us or
this, Mike?
something.
Well, I got it. I had, yep.
Okay. So our first up today, because I'm a Corvette guy, I thought that we would find out how much the 1964 Chevrolet
Ooh,
Corvette
wow.
sold for.
Nice.
64 Corvette. It looks like an original. It looks like it may even, because of the price, may have original paint. Not sure, but that's the way it looks to me. But so what do you think that car sold for?
I'm thinking 32.
And I failed to mention that David Ainsley, our chief engineer, usually checks in on this as well, if he's available. You're saying how much?
32.
32. Okay. Anybody else want to?
Jeffrey says 35.
Jeff Heitzman says 35,000. Anybody else? If not, I can tell you that it sold for $63,000.
Well, Jeff and I are splitting it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because that would include the tax. Right? Next up, a 1931 Chevrolet. My guess is that's not the original paint job on it. 1931 Chevrolet. Would you call that a resto mod? I guess it would be if it's not the original paint. Yeah.
No.
Well,
No, I mean,
do you
I'm
think
a
that
resto mod.
Chevrolet actually offered that color? I don't.
no, I
in my
don't either,
guess.
but you don't have
So
any
that
other
would be called a
mods.
resto mod. It's restored
it's
and
kinda-
it's modified. Paint is modified.
Okay.
All right. Well, you call it whatever you want. How much did it sell for?
21.
21.
And I'm going pretty high on that, yeah.
Okay. Who else do we have online that's going
Well,
to make the bid
they're
for
going to
that?
be chiming in.
Um,
Mr. Heitzman says 29.
Wow. Okay. And-
George, 28,999
28.
and 95 cents.
Okay. Well, it sold. The 31 Chevrolet sold for $11,340. See, you two can play along.
Yeah,
Next
it's
up.
just those old restored cars, even if they're modified with new paint, just don't bring a lot of money comparatively speaking.
Well, you try putting that on the freeway. It
Exactly.
Ain't, that doesn't
You
fly.
can absolutely do that as long as it's on a trailer.
So next up is the 71 Triumph TR6.
Oh, these are cool cars.
Triumph TR6, a 71 model.
Oh man.
And now this could go on the highway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be a fun car to drive.
It would be, but trying to make sure that the carburetor and the distributor stuff is going to work all the time.
I'm sorry, what year is it again?
the 71.
71.
71. So how much?
I'm gonna go $8,000.
8.
8.
Okay. Anybody else?
Jeff's got 26.
26. Okay. And
George is
George is
18,900 or
18.
16,999.
well, actually, George is the closest. It sold for $15,750.
Wow.
George, you and Twyla would look really good
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on the hot rod tour.
But she would need to drive.
Whatever. All right, next up. Here's one that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
Uh-oh. It's got pole marks on it.
Uh-huh. A 2015 Jaguar XKR. It looks good.
Okay.
That's that
$10.
bright red.
But, oh, my God, can you imagine the price it
Give me
would
a
cost
dollar.
to get that thing fixed?
It'd make you holler.
2015 Jaguar XKR. How much did it
Oh,
sell
Lord.
for on Hemmings Marketplace?
14,000.
That's a two-door, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
14,000.
14,000, Jeff says.
Yep.
Jeff Zekin.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to dare venture a guess on this one?
They're all Googling it.
Are they? I hope not. But we're going to move on,
Yeah.
and I will tell you that it is sold for $25,988.
Okay, Jeff Heisman said 19, and George is at 26,999.
Well, George once again
Yeah,
wins. All right.
Collection.
Next up, now this is a collector car in my mind, a 1965 Ford Mustang. Okay? And it's the old tradition. It's even got the
Driver.
Remember these hubcaps on
Yeah.
this car, well, they're wheel covers. They were so cool because they were just regular wheel covers, but they had the little knockoff spinner on them.
Yeah.
And they looked like they had kind of spoke things on them.
Yeah.
And they stuck out a little
They were
bit.
fancy, yeah.
Yeah. For 65, that was fancy.
Yeah.
This looked like a stock car.
They're
Probably a
the
six-cylinder.
precursor. The hubcaps are the precursor to those real wide ones you see going down the freeway in Houston,
Yeah,
where they
the
stick
big
out
spike.
20
That's-
inches.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's it. That's what they are.
It's the-
65 Ford Mustang, how much did it sell for?
10 grand.
10 grand? Okay. Jeff
Jeff says
Heitzman says
45,000.
45. Wow.
45,000.
Well, they're
Looks like
pretty
it's got
expensive
a V8
nowadays.
in it. Wow. Okay, well, whatever the case may be, did George chime in?
No,
putting
he's
his
still.
putting his
Okay,
nines
well,
together.
it sold for $21,000,
Okay.
which I thought was pretty good. Okay, next up, the 32 Chevrolet Confederate.
Oh.
That is a fancy car, if you ask me.
It looks nice.
Yep.
I didn't even know they made a Confederate.
I didn't either. But this is a 32 Chevy Confederate. If I was going to buy a car like this would probably be something that I would be interested in.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You've once again, Mars, you zipped ahead.
I didn't touch it.
No, there's somebody did.
Is it like a 1-year model?
I don't know.
Confederate?
I have no clue.
Has it ever been recalled?
I don't know any of that. And it comes with its own torque wrench.
21,000.
21,000.
Jeff Heisman says 39.
All right.
And George is 21,999.
Well, once again, George has won the lottery.
I hope he's
because
got
it
a big
sold for
garage.
$22,050. Next up, the previewed 59 Ford F100. Now, I don't think that car ever came with wide whites. It wasn't
No.
even an option.
No.
And the grill has been painted.
Yeah.
There's
So
things,
that's a mod.
with it. Modified.
It's a mod.
59 Ford F100.
Yeah.
19.
19.
Yeah, 'cause it's got a V8 in it, a lot of chrome on it.
Wide whites.
Anybody else?
They were working.
Yeah,
Jeff
George
says
is-
17.
Jeff is 17.
That's Jeff 17.
Yeah. And anyway, I will tell you that it sold for $31,500.
Oh.
$31,500. Man, you got to really love something like that
Yeah.
for $31,500.
Yeah.
And last up, this is for Jeff Zika.
Oh, I like it.
A 60 Ford Galaxy.
Yeah, baby.
With fender skirts.
Yes.
God.
Oh, it's got some.
Take those fender skirts off of there.
No, leave it.
All right, how much did it sell for? A 60
gonna-
Ford Galaxy. It looks all stock, and it looks really nice.
17.
17.
Some big
17,
wide
really?
whites.
Look at the
That's
engine.
all I'm
Look at
paying
that
for is
V8 in it.
17.
David Lusk, it says 25K.
25K.
Oh, good.
Well, he's closer than anybody else
Heitzman's
so
at
far.
31.
31. Okay.
Thought George might come in here. He may be in shock after seeing
Putting
all
the
that.
nines on there.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you that this one sold for $36,286.
Off today. I still like. Oh, he said 13.99.
Yeah.
George and I are going together on this one.
Okay.
He's got no room in his garage.
No, he's probably got room in his garage.
Yeah.
You don't.
No.
There's that. Okay, so we're done with this segment. Coming up, Jeff has the cruise in and events calendars, and I'll have a couple stories making automotive news headlines this week. Stay with us. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show continues after this quick break. The Easter Bunny's coming to the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m., and you're invited too. Bring the kids and grandkids. It's a cruise in like you've never attended before. With a donation to Shirley's Kids, you'll get a free Lupi Tortilla breakfast taco. There'll be coffee and adult beverages, plus chili pepper trophies for the best hot rod, best modern classic, and best classic. There's no entry fee and no registration. Just bring your ride and the kids. Bad bunnies aren't allowed, but the Easter Bunny will be there, and he'll be full of joy to help make this Tailpipes and Tacos a very special one. Photo opportunities abound. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show will be streaming around the globe, and you could be selected to tell your car story to a global audience. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In Easter Edition, Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, located on 99 the Grand Parkway, just south of I-10, the Katy Freeway in Katy. Make plans now. Lupi Tortilla, East pretty good. Apple or Android, InWheelTime podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give InWheelTime a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on InWheelTime. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. Okay. Be sure and join us for our live show every week. InWheelTime airs Saturdays, 10 to noon, Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Next week, Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at Loopy Tortilla and Katy. Special time, special broadcast, 8 to 11 with the bonus hour. Time now for Jeff's Cruise In and Events calendar.
You bet. And this one's for you, George. The Temple Malts and Motors Monthly Cruise In at Bold. This is next Saturday. It's from 11 to 2. It's at 7060 Stone Hollow Drive in Temple, Texas. This goes on. It's actually at the Bold Republic Brewing Company in West Temple. The event occurs every first Saturday of the month. They've got some winter hours, but we're over those as well. All vehicles are welcome, including cars, trucks, motorcycles. Attendees can enjoy craft brews, food, music, all the stuff that goes on with a good time at a car show. Then you got Car Show and Cook-Off. This is also Saturday of next week at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 1901 Lakeshore Drive in Port Arthur, Michael. The Car Show and Cook-Off takes place at Cosmopolitan Masonic Lodge. Say that
Easy
fast.
for you to
I
say.
know. It marks the 4th annual event. The Car Show runs from 8 to 1. We just said that. There's no entry fee. Donations are requested. Cook-Off teams begin at 8. Everybody's out there. They have a good time in Port Arthur. Then another Saturday event. This one's called Under Construction Rides Car Show. It goes from 10 to 4. It's at 16580 Highway 45 South in Conroe. The Under Construction event takes place at the Cigar International Lounge there up in Conroe.
They have an international lounge.
International
in Colorado.
Lounge. Judging for
Okay.
the show will occur at 3, followed by awards at 4. And, of course, it features 15 overall awards, cars, trucks, bikes, all that good stuff. And then next Sunday, which is Easter Sunday, and I say this because there's only a couple events going on for Easter Sunday. Everybody's going to still be traveling back from the Lupe Tortilla event that we're doing on Saturday, so it's all going to be combined there. But it's the Mauriceville Cruise-In. It's at 11261 Highway 12 in Orange, Texas, Michael. Classic car enthusiasts can gather at Leslie's Place for Mauriceville Cruise-Ins. Right about noontime, participants are encouraged to bring their classic cars, hot rods, rat rods, resto mods, all what you're driving. Features food, fun, and bench racing. So there you go. Not arm wrestling, bench racing.
No, bench
I wanted-
racing.
I
It's hard to
wanted
get
to show you guys something.
Oh, yeah.
And we could use this for a background. Maybe we could start
We
doing
could,
that
yeah.
when we come back in the studio next week. So my friend Bill Seitz, who everybody knows, I think, at least that watches the show on a regular basis, Bill and Sharon, his wife, and I have, been friends for a long, long time, since 1977.
Yeah.
And Bill and Sharon and I were in the same Corvette club. That's how I met them way back then. So Bill is a very talented artist.
Oh, my goodness.
And he has a company called Autographics. And one of the things that he does is that he takes people's cars and he makes a painting of them. And you'll find a lot of his work at the Hemi Hideout out there, along with a lot of other people that are in the business, in the hobby, that know Bill and actually have hired him to make portraits of
Sure.
his car.
Yeah.
So he surprised me this week and came over and said, I got something for you. And he gave me this, and I don't know whether you can see that real well or not, but anyway, it's a painting of my car, and on the back of it he says, "Congratulations to our longtime friend, 45 plus years. Love, Bill and Sharon." And so I thought, well, you know what? I need to do something really nice for Bill, and what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to, and Mr. Mars, this is new. Mars doesn't know this yet. I'm going to do a little 30-second commercial for him featuring some of his artwork. And maybe perhaps if you've got, a friend, a husband, a wife, or somebody that's got a special car in their life, then he is in the business to sell these.
Right.
and he can make one for you. And I'll give you all the information on how to get in touch with him. But I wanted to thank Bill Seitz and his wife Sharon. But Bill's the artist behind all of this, and he does such a beautiful job. And he's a dear, dear friend, and I certainly do appreciate it.
It's a gorgeous picture.
It really
Make a
is.
great Father's Day gift.
Yep.
Father, well, I don't know if you could turn it around that quickly, but
Well, you
could-
would have
we
to do a
could
little
see.
planning about Christmas.
You'd have to commission
Or
it. You gotta
birthday.
commission the artwork. And,
Right.
and
Sure.
It's the signs that you see at auto shows and autoramas and things of the car and the descriptions. Like you had one for your Corvette.
Yes.
That he did for you.
Yes.
And it's that type of artwork. It's very, very nice stuff.
Yeah, you'll really appreciate
Mm-hmm.
it. A couple of stories I wanted to spit out here. French supplier Vallejo. Now, this is not Valero. This is Vallejo. Is building a $225 million factory that will provide General Motors with central compute units for the automaker's next generation vehicle architecture. The plant is down in McAllen, Texas, where that's where they're going to
Right.
build it, near the border with Mexico. It'll be built in phases over 5 years and begin production late next year, 2027. Vallejo North America President Jeffrey Shea said that's just before GM plans to launch its centralized computing platform on the Cadillac Escalade IQ in 2028. So,
Wow.
yeah, big doings down there. Here's something that'll really tick you off. To leave kind of end the show with this.
Okay, it's been that kind of day.
Yeah, it has been. Just very frustrating.
Pound the desk.
Ford Motor Company CEO Jim Farley's total compensation jumped nearly
Oh,
11%
boy.
last year to $27,519,558.69. The highest total since he became CEO in 2020. Why he is still the CEO is a baffle to me. That's after the company exceeded initial quality targets
What?
despite posting record recalls.
That's-
What sense
it's an
does that
oxymoron
make?
there.
Maybe that was one of the targets.
Farley's non-equity incentives jumped 255% after the company hit 130% of its overall bonus targets. While it reached just 64% of earnings targets, the company
I'll get
reached the maximum 200% of quality goals related to vehicles with 0 and 3 months in service. It also hit 200% of its integrated services. I'm just baffled.
So they're measuring quality on 0 days, which means it's as soon as it rolls off the assembly line up to 3 months, and it's most likely still sitting on the dealer's lot for 3 months. So how could they find something that's wrong? So I can see where he would get big numbers off of that.
Okay, well, good for him. We're going to take a quick break while I try to cool down. And we're going to wrap up today's show after this quick break here on In Wheel Time. Stay with us. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning InWheelTime Car Talk Show now reaches millions of folks around the globe each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, Facebook, and don't forget our podcasts. Catch our live show every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show has informative automotive guests, new car reviews, along with popular features including driving destinations, Jeff's car culture, the latest car news, cruise-ins, and racing days. It's all on InWheelTime.com. Join us. Well, that's all for this week's InWheelTime Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at InWheelTime.com. We're always looking for new, informative, and great automotive things to bring to our global audience. If you have an idea, event, road trip, or tall tale you'd like us to feature, let us know. Our email address is info@InWheelTime.com. Hey, when you're in the mood for award-winning car talk, you can find the InWheelTime Car Talk Show 24/7 on the InWheelTime app and website. Grab a podcast from your favorite podcast store. We video stream our live show every Saturday 10 to noon on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The InWheelTime video coordinator is we always need more Jeff Zekin, the booking agent and video editor, Michael Out of This World Mars, and Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks for our weekly show contributors to Jeff Heitzman and George Skelton. Join us next week when we'll be at the Easter edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the
Yeehaw.
Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. That's 8 to 11 a.m. next Saturday. If you can't make it out, join us online, and we hope you tune in. Have a great, safe weekend, and so long for now. That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.